Welcome everybody to the channel, back here at the lovely Paragon Porsche, where my car, my 40th anniversary, is in the workshop getting its annual service. Now while we're here and going to be based in the workshop here at Paragon, we thought it's a great opportunity to dive into the subject of over-revs. And in this video we're going to cover three key questions. Number one, what is an over-rev? Number two, how do you check for over-revs? And number three, what impact, if any, does the presence of over-revs have on the value of a Porsche? Let's dive into the workshop and take a look. Kieran, thanks for having us back in the workshop here at Paragon.
Nice to see you again.
Always a pleasure to visit. Thanks for dedicating some time to have a chat with everyone about over-revs.
No problem.
First of all, what is an over-rev?
An over-rev is basically where the speed of the engine is above the manufacturer's recommended limit for the engine.
Okay. How is it possible, therefore, to like over-rev an engine?
For example, if you're in fifth gear and you're going down to fourth and you accidentally go into second, therefore the gearbox ratios cause the engine to go higher than the red line.
Okay. I assume this is a manual only problem then?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it is normally. I have seen one Tiptronic with an over-rev.
Okay.
Which is
How?
very, I still to this day do not know. It is a strange thing. I've not seen it PDK because in theory it shouldn't be allowed to because the ECU doesn't allow it.
Mm-hmm. Where you guys buy all of your cars before they go out there, I assume is like an over-rev check part of like the prep that you guys would do?
Exactly. Normally Jamie will go out with one of our diagnostic computers. Like he's gone out today to check a car and he will go through it and make sure there's been no high-end over-revs before purchasing the vehicle. And then we normally check it in here as well, just to be doubly sure.
To the best of my knowledge, the amount of data available in regards to rev ranges is vastly different from the early cars like 996 up to modern day stuff. Yeah. Are you able to elaborate on that a little bit more?
So 996, there was 2 rev ranges. And then from 997 onwards, all the way to current, it's 6 rev range brackets. The initial one was basically the up to an electronic limiter and then beyond it. Whereas the new 6 bracket system, it goes up to it, above it a bit, and then well above it.
So that's why, and we'll talk to the sales guys a bit later, you know, a degree of over-rev isn't majorly a problem. It's the
top end stuff.
The top 2, yeah.
Yes.
Have you guys in the workshop ever seen any like engine damage, failure, or otherwise that's directly correlating to over-rev, or is it more down to like potential for?
It's more potential. I've seen it on a race car, but I've not seen it on a road car as yet.
And with that in mind, Kieran plugs into a car that's already on the ramp so we can take a look at how over-rev data is presented.
So going to engine data, and this is your rev range page. Yeah, this is one of our sales cars, which has already been checked once, so we know it's a good one. You've got your 6 ranges. So 1 and 2 is pretty much up to the electronic limiter. Number 2 is more of an aggressive hit than number 1. 3 and 4 is beyond it to the point that Porsche would like to have a look into your engine. Maybe just look down the bores or something like that for any damage. 5 and 6 is like a big over-rev, so you've missed a gear, and we know that Porsche will not put a used car warranty on anything in 5 and 6. So 14 is 14 ignitions.
Okay. So
for example, for every 3 ignitions is 1 revolution, because there's 3 ignitions per revolution of engine. The hours it was done, this is your total hours, so you can normally divide this together and it will give your average speed of the car over its life, which is quite good. But yeah, this is your total hours and this is when the last one happened.
Right, okay.
So that was like 240 hours ago. So if you then see, say 1 up at 5, you'll also see the same kind of time at 4, 3, 2, 1, because it's gone all the way through these to hit this one.
Mm-hmm. If you had an over-rev in say like category 5 or 6, that was, yeah, say 2,000 hours ago, surely that would therefore not be an issue, or? In
theory, but you can't guarantee it.
Okay.
That's the issue. And that's basically what Porsche say. It's basically a potential of a catastrophic failure of the engine due to an overrev. So like you see it on racetracks when a driver gets it wrong and next thing you know is Conrod's through the block and making a big mess.
If you have an overrev found in a category of concern, shall we say, and you've mentioned that either Porsche or you guys as well, when it comes to wanting the car and selling it, you'll check it. How would you do that? Is that a bore scope, I assume?
Yeah, we'll have a look down the bores normally just to see if there's been any impacts on top of the piston. Because normally if you have an overrev, it can cause the valves to hit the piston because they go down too far and the spring doesn't return them quick enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Excellent, okay. I think it covers everything, unless there's anything else.
No, that's about it really.
Amazing. All right, Kieran, well, yeah, thanks very much for imparting your knowledge on overrevs.
You're welcome.
So, now we know what an overrev is and how to check for them, let's have a chat with Jason in sales to find out what effect, if any, the presence of overrevs have when selling a Porsche. We've just had a really informative session in the workshop with Kieran, walking through the data and how overrevs are checked and everything else. But I guess most importantly for people at home, what they would like to know is, does it matter fundamentally, and if so, why, for resale?
It's certainly perceived to matter, and the funny thing is, obviously, years ago we couldn't check any of this. A buzzed engine is not a good thing. It can create problems, and those problems are expensive, so therefore, yes, I would say it is important. Generally, these things are engineered to a very high level and all that sort of stuff, and the Porsche build in quite a lot of safety parameters, which are those, soft limiters and all of that sort of stuff. But the mechanical over-rev of an engine is possible, obviously, with the manual gearbox, and that's that's where the potential for damage could be. The GT cars, particularly, they're going to have been driven quite spiritedly, you would have thought, at some point. And if we saw something that's completely clear, sometimes it's a bit more suspicious almost than something that's actually, has touched it at various points. Rev range 3, we start getting interested, and and anything above that, then we're really very interested as to when and how, and we're sort of doing some maths. So yeah, it's important, but it depends upon, when it was, and if this is years and years and years ago now, and this car has been, functioning beautifully through various owners and various, people looking after it, then we're not, I guess, we take a view. I think if it had been, clearly mechanically over-revved, and it's in the not too distant past, within the last 100 hours or whatever, I think we'd probably go, no.
With GT product, how soon is that question asked in terms of overrevs, and has the question become more frequent in later years or not?
If it's someone that doesn't know us, it's asked very soon. If it's someone that knows us, it might not be asked. It could easily not be asked. And it's been asked since it popped up on a forum, presumably Pistonheads or something, 15 years ago. There's a greater interest in manual cars now, and so therefore I suppose the question is asked on any given manual car that we sell. The likelihood is at some point we'll probably be asked about overrevs. Much more so, obviously. Yeah, more so with the GT cars and the value, high value stuff.
It's really good to ask you on this, because where you buy your stock, so you're putting your money into the car, so
it's a big deal.
It is. Yeah, it does matter.
It's a big deal. It's our responsibility. It's our money, and it's always our reputation thereafter.
Overrevs, are they in any way linked to the value of a vehicle? Say you've got two 996 RSs, and one has got squeaky clean rev data, and the other one there's a couple of, let's say, category 2s, because that was out of 2 at the time, and it was a while ago, say 10 years,
If it's no, I mean, if it's that sort of length of time ago, no, I don't think so. The ideal is nothing pristine, everything's been changed, everything's been, it's just, but these cars have had a life, as long as they have been performing brilliantly for the 10 years that we've just said, or whatever, and that have been cared for properly in that time. And we can see, as part, the illumination of the picture is clear, and clearly in line with all of the other stuff that we're looking at and from underneath it and in it and driving it and stuff, then I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect on the actual value. I mean, I think, you know, ultimately one will be easier to sell, saleability, than the other, potentially, if we're drilling down and down and down, because everybody, you know, you want the perfect scorecard, you know. But I mean, as to how those two cars drive now, might make us, it clearly will want to make a sodding difference. It'll be how that car has been, you know, maintained throughout. And
it's one factor of a bigger picture.
yeah,
Is that right? Is that fair? Or
it can be definitively, you know, important as to yay or nay as to buying for us. If those things are, if there's a lot of them, if they are too high, if it's too near to where we are now, if we can't demonstrate that we know from running time and usage thereafter that this is fine.
yeah,
It can be of very great importance, but overall it is just part of that picture of what this entity is.
all right. Jason, thanks very much for your time, particularly on your first day back from holiday with lots of things to do.
Yes, I've just pushed a long way to the side the to-do list, which just I'm trying to tick things off as I go through, but I'm adding things more. You know,
And then we come along.
Yeah, lovely to see Lee, and I mean that. You know, look into these eyes and this is sincerity.
Thank you,
That's
mate.
cool. All right.
Spot on. Cheers, mate. Wicked.